Good evening and welcome. Tonight we're going to take a journey together to a place where time moves slowly, where the air smells of cinnamon and pine, and where Christmas Eve unfolds with a gentle magic that asks nothing of you except to simply be present, to rest, to let go. So settle yourself down now. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel the weight of the day beginning to lift. Close your eyes if you haven't already, and let my voice carry you away to a little village called Everpine, where the snow is falling softly and the most peaceful Christmas night of the year is just beginning. The journey to Everpine. The old bus rocks gently as it winds through the mountain roads, its headlights cutting through the early evening darkness. You've been traveling for hours now, watching the landscape transform from the busy edges of the city to rolling hills dusted with the first real snow of the season. The other passengers have departed one by one at various stops along the way, and now you're the only one left, sitting near a window that's grown foggy with warmth. Outside, the world has become a study in soft blues and grays. The sky hangs low and heavy, pregnant with more snow to come. You can feel it in the air, that particular hushed quality that descends when nature is preparing to blanket the earth in white. The trees lining the road have grown denser, taller. These are old pines, their branches laden with snow that gleams silver in the fading light. You haven't been to Everpine in years, a decade, perhaps more. You'd almost forgotten about this little village tucked away in the mountains, a place so small it barely appears on most maps. But something drew you back this Christmas. Maybe it was the need for quiet, for simplicity. Maybe it was the memory of how peaceful you felt here as a child, visiting relatives who've long since passed. Or maybe it was just the pull of something you couldn't quite name, a feeling that this was where you needed to be. The bus driver, an older gentleman with kind eyes and a wool cap pulled low over his ears, catches your eye in the rearview mirror. He smiles, knowing without asking that you're headed to Everpine. There's only one more stop on this route after all. As the bus rounds a final bend, you see it. The first lights of the village begin to appear through the trees, golden and warm against the deepening dusk. They twinkle like earthbound stars, promising shelter and comfort. The bus slows, its brakes releasing a soft hiss as it comes to a gentle stop at the edge of the village square. You gather your small bag, thank the driver quietly, and step down onto the snow-covered ground. The cold air hits your face immediately, crisp and clean, carrying with it a complexity of scents that make your chest tighten with something like nostalgia. There's wood smoke, certainly, curling from dozens of chimneys, but there's also the unmistakable aroma of cinnamon, the fresh green scent of pine boughs, and underneath it all, the faint sweetness of baking bread and sugar cookies. The bus pulls away with a rumble, its red taillights disappearing around the corner, and suddenly you're alone in Everpine Village on Christmas Eve. The silence that settles is not empty, though. It's full of the soft whisper of falling snow, the distant murmur of voices from inside warm houses, the occasional bark of a dog, the gentle creak of a shop sign swaying in the breeze. You stand there for a moment, simply breathing it all in. Snowflakes are beginning to fall, drifting down from the gray sky in lazy spirals. They catch in your hair, melt on your cheeks, settle on your shoulders like tiny blessings. Each one unique, each one perfect, each one finding its place in the growing blanket that covers the cobblestones beneath your feet. Walking through the village. You begin to walk, your footsteps crunching softly in the fresh snow. The sound is deeply satisfying, a gentle percussion that accompanies you as you make your way deeper into the village. Everpine is exactly as you remembered it, and yet somehow more. More charming, more peaceful, more like stepping into a memory that's been preserved in amber. The buildings cluster close together along narrow streets that wind and curve without much logic, following paths that were probably established centuries ago by farmers and shepherds. Each structure is unique, built from local stone and timber, with steep roofs designed to shed heavy snow. But what makes them magical tonight is the light spilling from every window, golden and inviting, each pane of glass fogged slightly from the warmth within. You pass a bakery that's just closing for the evening. Through the window, you can see a woman in a flour-dusted apron wiping down her counter, moving with the slow, satisfied movements of someone who's completed a good day's work. The window display still holds a few remaining gingerbread houses, their walls covered in white icing and dotted with candies that gleam under the shop's lights. A hand-lettered sign reads, "Merry Christmas" in looping script, surrounded by painted holly leaves and berries. Next door, a bookshop's window is decorated with evergreen garlands, and nestled among old leather-bound volumes are small wooden figurines, a miniature nativity scene carved with loving detail. You pause here, your breath making small clouds in the cold air, admiring the craftsmanship. Someone has arranged miniature books around the scene, creating the impression that even these tiny figures have their own library in Bethlehem. The street curves gently, and you follow it past a shop selling handmade woolens, where mittens and scarves in every color hang from hooks, swaying slightly in the draft when someone inside moves past. There's a toy shop with a train set running in circles in the window, a never-ending journey around a painted mountain. A clock shop where dozens of timepieces tick in gentle harmony, their hands all agreeing that evening has arrived and night is not far behind. Lanterns line the streets, old-fashioned ones that glow with soft light. Some are electric, you suppose, but they're designed to look like oil lamps, and the effect is so convincing that you can almost believe you've slipped backward in time. The light they cast pools on the snow in perfect circles of gold, creating little oases of warmth in the gathering darkness. You notice a narrow alley between two buildings, and something draws you down it. The passage is barely wide enough for two people to walk side by side, its cobblestones worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. The buildings lean in close here, their upper stories nearly touching, creating a tunnel of sorts. More lanterns light the way, and as you walk through this intimate corridor, you feel embraced by the village itself, welcomed into its secret passages and quiet corners. The alley opens onto a smaller square, a pocket of space where a fountain stands silent for the winter, its water stilled. But someone has filled it with evergreen branches and pine cones, transforming it into a fragrant centerpiece. Around the square, more houses stand with their windows glowing. In one, you glimpse a family gathered around a table, their heads bowed in prayer or perhaps just in quiet togetherness. In another, a Christmas tree stands proud and tall, its lights twinkling in red and green and gold. A cat appears from nowhere, a gray tabby with white paws, moving with that particular feline grace through the snow. It pauses to regard you with luminous green eyes, then continues on its way, disappearing around a corner on some important cat business. The sight makes you smile. Even the animals here seem to move with a peaceful purpose. As you wander, you become aware of music. It's faint at first, carried on the wind, threading through the sound of falling snow. voices singing in harmony. A Christmas carol, one of the old ones, sung not with showmanship, but with simple sincerity. You follow the sound, your feet carrying you without conscious thought through the winding streets. The singing grows clearer as you approach what must be the village church. It's a small stone building with a pointed steeple, sitting at a slight elevation so that it overlooks the rest of Everpine. Warm light pours from its tall, arched windows, and the voices from within are like honey, sweet and golden. They're singing about peace on earth, about silent nights and holy nights, about joy and hope and comfort. You don't go inside. Somehow it feels right to simply stand here in the softly falling snow, listening. The cold doesn't bother you. If anything, it makes the warmth radiating from the church feel even more precious, more real. You close your eyes and let the music wash over you. Let it fill all the empty spaces inside that you didn't even know were there. When the carol ends, there's a moment of profound silence before the next one begins. In that silence, you hear the snow landing on your coat, the gentlest whisper of sound. You hear your own heartbeat, steady and calm. You hear the wind moving through the pine trees on the hillside above the village, a sound like distant ocean waves. Then the singing begins again, and you smile, opening your eyes to find that the snow is falling harder now, the flakes larger and more numerous. The air is filled with white, a swirling dance of winter that somehow doesn't obscure, but rather enhances the lights of the village, making them glow with soft halos. The Hearthside Inn. You realize you should find your lodging before the snow grows too deep. You have a reservation at a place called the Hearthside Inn, a cottage on the edge of the village that comes highly recommended by the few people who know about Everpine. The directions you received are simple, and you find your way easily, following a path that leads slightly upward, toward the forest that embraces the village. The Hearthside Inn stands somewhat apart from the other buildings, nestled against the tree line where the pines grow thick and dark. It's a two-story cottage built of honey-colored stone with dark timber beams, its roof steep and covered in snow that looks like frosting on a cake. Smoke curls from the chimney, and every window glows with welcoming light. A hand-painted sign near the door shows a fireplace with flames rendered in cheerful orange and red, and below it, elegant letters spell out the inn's name. The front garden, now buried in snow, is marked by the dark shapes of bushes and the thin stalks of perennials gone dormant for winter. But someone has lined the path to the door with luminarias, paper bags weighted with sand and holding small candles. Their flames flicker gently, protected from the wind, creating a walkway of light through the white landscape. You unlatch the small wooden gate and make your way up the path, your heart lifting with anticipation. Before you can knock, the door swings open, revealing a woman in her 60s with silver hair pulled back in a loose bun and a face that radiates kindness. She's wearing a thick cardigan over a wool dress, and there's flour on her hands. "Welcome, welcome," she says warmly, her voice carrying the lilt of someone who's lived in these mountains all her life. "You must be frozen. Come in out of the cold." You step over the threshold into warmth so complete and enveloping that you almost gasp. The entryway is small and cozy, with hooks for coats and a bench for removing snowy boots. But beyond it, you can see into the main room of the cottage, and it's like stepping into a Christmas card come to life. The centerpiece is an enormous stone fireplace where a fire crackles and dances, its flames casting moving shadows on the walls. The hearth is deep and wide, the kind they built centuries ago when the fireplace was the heart of the home in every sense. Someone has hung stockings from the mantel, red and green and white, and evergreen garlands draped with wooden beads and dried orange slices frame the whole scene. To one side stands a Christmas tree, not enormous but perfectly proportioned for the space. It reaches nearly to the ceiling, its branches thick with needles that fill the air with their fresh, green scent. The decorations are old-fashioned, the kind that speak of generations of careful keeping. There are glass ornaments in jewel tones, hand-painted wooden figures, strings of cranberries and popcorn, and delicate paper snowflakes that must have been cut by hand. At the very top, a star made of twisted willow branches and adorned with tiny white lights presides over it all. The furniture is well worn but impeccably kept. A sofa covered in a faded floral pattern faces the fire, piled with cushions and throws. 2 armchairs flank it, each with a knitted afghan draped over its back. A low wooden table holds a stack of books with worn spines, a bowl of walnuts, and a brass candlestick with a white taper burned halfway down. The walls are papered in a pattern of tiny flowers, now faded to gentle colors that somehow make the room feel even more comfortable. Exposed beams cross the ceiling, dark with age, and from them hang bunches of dried herbs, their leaves still holding faint traces of summer's fragrance: lavender, rosemary, thyme. But what captures your attention most is the small table near the window, where a tea service has been laid out. Not just any tea service, but a beautiful porcelain set painted with holly and berries, and next to it, a plate of shortbread cookies dusted with sugar. Steam rises from the teapot, suggesting it was just prepared. "I thought you might like something warm," the innkeeper says, watching your face with evident pleasure. "The kettle's been on since I got word your bus was arriving. There's chamomile and honey in the pot, and the biscuits are fresh from this afternoon's baking." You find your voice to thank her, overwhelmed by such thoughtfulness for a stranger. She waves away your gratitude with a gentle laugh. "It's Christmas Eve," she says simply, as if that explains everything. Perhaps it does. She shows you to your room, leading you up a narrow staircase with a banister worn smooth by countless hands over countless years. The stairs creak softly underfoot, each one having its own voice, its own particular note. It's a comforting sound, speaking of age and stability, of a building that has stood through many winters and will stand through many more. Your room is on the 2nd floor, tucked under the eaves. The door is made of old wood, dark and solid, with an iron latch that lifts with a satisfying click. The innkeeper pushes it open and steps aside to let you enter first. The room takes your breath away. It's not large, but every inch of it has been designed for comfort and peace. The ceiling slopes with the roofline, creating cozy angles and nooks. The walls are painted a soft cream color, and like downstairs, exposed beams cross overhead, giving the space character and warmth. The bed dominates the room, and what a bed it is. It's an old iron frame painted white, with a tall headboard and footboard of intricate scrollwork. But it's the bedding that makes you want to sink into it immediately. A thick feather mattress is piled with quilts, not modern ones, but clearly handmade pieces, each stitched with care in traditional patterns. Log cabin, wedding ring, flying geese. The colors are soft, faded from years of washing, blues and creams, and the palest pinks. At the head of the bed, pillows are stacked in a generous mound, some encased in pillowcases with delicate embroidered edges, others in simple white cotton. A nightstand beside the bed holds a small lamp with a fabric shade that casts a golden glow. Next to it sits a pitcher of water and a glass, and a small vase containing a sprig of holly, its red berries bright against the dark leaves. Opposite the bed, under the dormer window, is a small writing desk with a ladder-back chair. On the desk, someone has placed a journal bound in leather, its pages blank and waiting, along with a fountain pen and a blotter. It's an invitation to record your thoughts, should you wish, to capture this moment in ink. The window itself is framed by curtains of some gauzy white fabric, and through it, you can see the snow falling steadily now, visible in the light cast from the inn's windows below. Beyond the glow, darkness has settled completely, and the forest is a wall of black against the white ground. But what makes the room truly special is the small fireplace set into one wall. It's not large, just big enough to take the chill off the room, and someone has already laid a fire there. The wood is arranged perfectly, with kindling tucked underneath, and a box of matches sits on the hearth, next to a brass bucket holding more split logs. "I'll leave you to settle in," the innkeeper says softly. "The fire's ready to light whenever you like. There are extra blankets in the chest at the foot of the bed if you need them, though I don't think you will. The house stays warm. Come down whenever you're ready. I'll be in the kitchen if you need anything, but please help yourself to the tea and anything else you fancy." She leaves, pulling the door closed behind her with a gentle click, and you're alone in this perfect little room. You set your bag on the chair and move to the window, looking out at the village below. From this vantage point, you can see more of Everpine spread out in the valley. The church steeple rises dark against the sky. Streets wind between buildings, marked by the regular pools of light from the lanterns. Here and there, Christmas trees glow in windows, each one a small beacon of warmth. The snow continues to fall, and you watch it for a long moment, mesmerized by the way the flakes drift and swirl. There's something hypnotic about it, something that slows your breathing and eases the tension you didn't know you were carrying in your shoulders. Finally, you turn from the window and kneel by the fireplace. The matches are the old-fashioned wooden kind, long and sturdy. You strike one, and it flares to life with a soft hiss. The smell of sulfur is sharp for just a moment, before being replaced by the warmer scent of burning wood as you touch the flame to the kindling. The fire catches quickly, the dry wood accepting the flame with eagerness. Small flames grow larger, licking at the logs, crackling and popping as pockets of sap heat and expand. The sound is primal and soothing all at once, a sound humans have been gathering around for thousands of years. Soon, the fire is burning steadily, and warmth begins to radiate into the room. You light the lamp on the nightstand as well, preferring its gentle glow to the harsher overhead light. The room is transformed, becoming a haven of golden light and deep shadows, of warmth and absolute comfort. Sitting on the edge of the bed, you remove your boots, your cold, numbed feet grateful to be free. The floor is covered in a braided rug, its spiral of fabric soft and slightly worn. You wiggle your toes, feeling the blood flow return, the warmth of the room seeping in. The bed calls to you, and you can't resist testing it. You lie back against the pillows, and it's like being embraced by clouds. The feather mattress conforms to your body, supporting without constraining. The quilts are heavy enough to be comforting without being oppressive, and they carry the faint scent of lavender from the sachets that must be stored with them. You could fall asleep right here, right now. It would be so easy to let yourself drift away into dreams, but something keeps you tethered to wakefulness. A feeling that this night has more to offer, that Everpine has more to show you before sleep claims you. After a few minutes of delicious rest, you rise and make your way downstairs. The house is quiet except for the crackle of the fire in the main room and the soft sounds coming from what must be the kitchen. The smell of baking has intensified, and you realize the innkeeper must be preparing something for tomorrow's breakfast. You pour yourself a cup of tea from the pot on the table. It's still hot, and the steam carries the scent of chamomile and honey, with perhaps a hint of vanilla. The first sip is like drinking comfort itself, the warmth spreading through your chest and belly. You take a shortbread cookie as well, and when you bite into it, it crumbles delicately, buttery and sweet with just a whisper of salt to balance the sugar. Settling into one of the armchairs by the fire, you curl your feet under you and simply exist for a while. The fire dances and shifts, creating patterns in the flames that are never the same twice. The tree lights twinkle in a slow rhythm, like the breathing of something peacefully asleep. Outside, the snow falls steadily, visible through the window like static on an old television screen. This, you think, is peace. This is what you came here seeking, even if you didn't have words for it. This sense of being completely in the moment, with nowhere to be and nothing to do except be warm and safe and still. A Christmas Eve walk. But as comfortable as you are, and as tempting as it is to spend the entire evening in this chair by this fire, something draws you back outside. Perhaps it's the memory of the singing you heard earlier, or the desire to see more of the village now that true night has fallen. Perhaps it's simply the knowledge that this is Christmas Eve, a night that feels inherently magical, and you want to be part of it, to walk through it and breathe it in. You finish your tea, brush the shortbread crumbs from your fingers, and make your way back to the entryway where you left your coat and boots. Bundling up again, you wrap your scarf twice around your neck and pull on the mittens you brought. The innkeeper appears from the kitchen, a knowing smile on her face. "Going for a walk?" she asks. You nod, and she doesn't seem surprised. "It's a beautiful night for it," she says. "The snow is supposed to continue until morning, so you'll have it falling around you the whole time. There's something special about Everpine on Christmas Eve. You'll see." She doesn't elaborate, just gives you that mysterious smile and returns to her kitchen, humming a carol under her breath. You step out into the night, and the cold air is shocking after the warmth of the inn, but in a good way, clarifying and sharp. The snow is falling more heavily now, the flakes larger, each one distinct as it drifts down from the darkness above. The world has been muffled by the snow, sounds dampened and softened, creating an intimacy with the night. The luminarias still glow along the path, their flames protected somehow from the falling snow. You follow them back to the gate and out onto the street, your boots crunching in snow that's now several inches deep. The village is quieter than before, most of its inhabitants settled inside for the evening, but it's not deserted. Here and there, you see other people out walking, moving slowly through the streets, their faces tilted up to catch snowflakes on their tongues, or simply to feel the cold kiss of winter on their cheeks. You walk without destination, following your instincts and your interest, turning down streets that call to you. Everything looks different at night, transformed by darkness and snow into something from a fairy tale. The stone buildings with their steep roofs and glowing windows could be gingerbread houses. The street lamps could be enchanted. The very air seems charged with possibility. You pass a house where someone has built a snowman in the front garden. It stands proud despite the falling snow, wearing a knitted scarf and a hat that looks hand-crocheted. Its stick arms are outstretched as if welcoming passers-by, and coal eyes gleam in the lamplight. Someone has given it a carrot nose naturally, and a smile made of small stones. Further along, you discover a window ledge where a marmalade cat is curled in sleep, its orange fur bright against the white sill. It's pressed up against the glass, stealing warmth from the house within, looking utterly content in its rest. You pause to admire it, this picture of perfect feline comfort, and as if sensing your attention, the cat opens one eye to regard you drowsily before closing it again and settling deeper into its curl. The church bells begin to ring, marking the hour. The sound rolls across the village, deep and resonant, each note hanging in the air before fading into the snow. You count them as they chime. 9 o'clock. The evening is still young, and yet it feels timeless, as if you could wander these streets forever and never grow tired. You find yourself drawn back toward the center of the village, where you remember seeing the main square earlier. As you approach, you notice more people moving in the same direction. Small groups of 2s and 3s, families with children, elderly couples walking arm in arm. Everyone moves with purpose but without hurry, and there's a sense of anticipation in the air. The square opens before you, larger than you remembered, and your breath catches at the sight. In the center stands an enormous evergreen tree, at least 30 feet tall, its branches spreading wide. It must have been cut from the forest that surrounds Everpine, a giant of the woods now given a final, glorious purpose. The tree is decorated, but not with the usual lights and tinsel. Instead, every branch is hung with paper. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of pieces of paper, each one folded or rolled, some tied with ribbons, others secured with simple string. They flutter slightly in the breeze, creating a soft rustling sound like whispered secrets. In the lamplight, they glow white and cream and every shade of aged paper, creating a tree that looks like it's been dressed in snow and starlight. People are gathering around the tree, and you join them, drawn by curiosity and something else, something harder to name. A sense that this is important, that this tree and these papers mean something significant. An elderly man standing near you notices your confusion and smiles kindly. "The Christmas wish tree," he explains, his voice rough but gentle. "It's a tradition here in Everpine, going back generations. Everyone writes a wish, something they hope for in the coming year, and hangs it on the tree. Not for themselves, mind you, but for others. For the village, for the world, for someone who needs it more than they do." He reaches into his coat and pulls out a piece of paper, already folded into a small square. With careful movements, he finds a lower branch and ties his wish there with a piece of green yarn. When he's done, he steps back, nods once, and turns to go, his duty complete. You watch as others do the same. A young mother lifts her daughter up to hang a wish on a higher branch. A group of teenagers, trying to seem too cool for such things but clearly moved nonetheless, add their papers to the tree. An old woman with a cane shuffles forward, takes her time finding the perfect spot, and secures her wish with a ribbon that might have come from a birthday gift or a piece of fabric from a sewing project. No one is reading the wishes. That would defeat the purpose somehow. These are private hopes made public only in their existence, not their specifics. It's an act of faith, of putting good into the world without expectation of return. You move closer to the tree, close enough to see some of the papers up close. Though you won't read them, You can't help but notice a few words here and there, glimpses of the hopes hanging from these boughs. One paper, written in a child's careful printing, shows just the edge of words. Everyone to have enough food. Another, in elegant cursive, healing for those who suffer. A third, in shaky letters that suggest an elderly hand, peace and understanding. The wishes are generous, selfless, beautiful in their simplicity. There are no requests for riches or fame, no desires for personal gain, just hopes for others, for the world, for things that matter beyond the individual. You feel a lump forming in your throat, moved by this display of collective goodwill. In a world that often seems harsh and divided, here is a village still practicing this quiet tradition, still believing in the power of hope and generosity. A woman approaches, one you haven't seen before. She's middle-aged, wearing a coat that's seen better days but is scrupulously clean, and she's carrying a basket filled with paper and pens. "Would you like to add a wish?" she asks, her voice soft and kind. It's not just for villagers. Anyone who's here on Christmas Eve is welcome to participate. You nod, not trusting your voice, and she hands you a piece of paper and a pen. The paper is thick, good quality, the kind that will hold up to the weather. The pen is a simple ballpoint, but it writes smoothly when you test it on the corner. But what to write? What do you wish for? You stand there in the falling snow, the paper resting on the small book in your pocket to give it support, and you think. Around you, the village continues its quiet celebration, but you're lost in contemplation, considering what truly matters, what you hope for not just for yourself, but for everyone. Finally, the words come. You write them carefully, trying to make your handwriting clear despite the cold, making your fingers stiff. May tonight bring peace and rest to all who need it. May tomorrow bring hope. It's simple, perhaps too simple, but it's true. It's what you feel in this moment, standing in this village square on Christmas Eve with snow falling around you and a tree full of wishes before you. You fold the paper once, twice, creating a small square. The woman hands you a piece of twine, natural fiber, soft in your fingers. You approach the tree, scanning its branches, looking for the right place. Not too high, not too low. Somewhere your wish can nestle among all the others, adding its voice to the chorus of hope. There, a branch at shoulder height, with room for one more wish. You tie the twine around the paper, then around the branch, making sure it's secure but not so tight that it will damage the tree. When you step back, your wish is indistinguishable from all the others, anonymous, equal, part of something larger than yourself. The woman with the basket smiles at you, nods, and moves on to offer paper to others who've just arrived. You stand there a moment longer, looking at the tree, at this beautiful, living testament to human kindness. The church bells ring again, a single chime marking the half hour. The sound seems to release you from your reverie, and you realize you're cold despite your layers. Your toes are numb in your boots, and your fingers ache slightly from the chill. It's time to return to the warmth of the inn. But you take your time walking back, wanting to prolong this night, to hold on to this feeling as long as possible. You wander down streets you haven't explored yet, past houses where you can glimpse Christmas celebrations through uncurtained windows. In one, a family is playing a board game at a table, their faces animated with laughter. In another, someone is playing the piano, and though you can't hear it clearly through the glass, you can see their hands moving over the keys, can imagine the music filling that warm room. You pass the bookshop again, and this time you notice a cat in the window, different from the orange one you saw earlier. This one is black and white, sitting like a sphinx among the displayed books, its eyes half closed in contentment. It watches you pass with mild interest but doesn't move, secure in its warm perch. A couple walks by, arm in arm, their breath creating clouds that mingle in the cold air. They nod to you in greeting, strangers united by the shared experience of being out on this magical night. Their smiles are genuine, warm, as if you're all part of a secret club. All people who chose to be in the snow rather than just the warmth. The path back to the inn is familiar now, and you find your way easily even though the snow has covered your earlier footprints. The luminarias still burn, steadfast in their vigil, lighting the way like a string of small stars leading you home. Rest and reflection. The Hearthside Inn welcomes you back with its glowing windows and curling smoke. You brush the snow from your coat and boots before entering, not wanting to track wet through the pristine entryway. Inside, the warmth envelops you once again, and you have to stand still for a moment, letting your body adjust to the temperature change. The main room is empty now. The innkeeper presumably retired for the evening or busy in another part of the house. The fire still burns in the hearth, though it's been recently tended, the logs rearranged and new ones added. The Christmas tree lights continue their patient twinkling, and the whole room seems to be holding a peaceful vigil, waiting for Christmas morning. You make your way to the table where the tea service still sits. The tea in the pot has grown cold, but there's a kettle on a warming stand near the fireplace, and when you lift it, you find it still hot. Someone has thought of this, has made sure that anyone coming in from the cold would have something warm to drink. There's a selection of tea bags in a wooden box next to the kettle, each one labeled in neat handwriting. Chamomile, peppermint, ginger, cinnamon, and something called Everpine Evening Blend. You choose the last one, curious, and prepare a cup, adding honey from a small pot shaped like a beehive. While the tea steeps, you add a log to the fire and settle into the armchair, the same one you occupied earlier. This time, you pull one of the knitted afghans over your lap, tucking it around your legs. The tea, when you finally taste it, is a revelation. There's chamomile, yes, but also hints of vanilla, a touch of cinnamon, something earthy that might be valerian or lemon balm. It's a tea designed for the end of the day, for winding down, for preparation for sleep. You sip slowly, savoring both the warmth and the flavor, while the fire crackles softly before you. Your mind wanders over the events of the evening, replaying them like scenes from a favorite film. The arrival in the village, the walk through the snowy streets, the singing from the church, the discovery of the wish tree, the quiet communion of strangers united in hope. When was the last time you felt this peaceful? You try to remember and can't quite pinpoint a moment. Life has been busy, rushed, full of obligations and deadlines, and the thousand small stresses that accumulate like dust in corners. You've been tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix, weary in your bones and your heart. But here, in this moment, you feel that weariness beginning to lift. Not all at once, not dramatically, but slowly, like snow melting in spring sunshine. The tightness in your chest has eased, your shoulders have dropped. Your jaw, which you didn't realize you'd been clenching, has relaxed. You think about the wish you left on the tree. Peace and rest for all who need it. Hope for tomorrow. Simple words, but they resonate in your heart now with a truth that feels profound. Isn't that what everyone is seeking, in their own way? A moment of peace, a chance to rest, a reason to hope? The fire pops, sending a small shower of sparks up the chimney, and you watch them rise and disappear. Outside, the snow continues to fall. You can see it through the window, illuminated by the warm light spilling from the inn. Each flake that drifts past the glass is visible for only a moment before disappearing into the darkness beyond. But in that moment, it's perfect, unique, beautiful. Your teacup is nearly empty now, just a last swallow remaining. You drink it down, feeling the warmth slide through you one final time. The clock on the mantel, which you hadn't noticed before, chimes softly. 10 o'clock. The day is winding toward its close, Christmas Eve giving way to Christmas Day. You should sleep. Tomorrow will come whether you're rested or not. And wouldn't it be lovely to greet Christmas morning with clear eyes and a peaceful heart? But you're not quite ready yet. This night still has a hold on you, and you want to honor it, to stay present to its magic a little while longer. Rising from the chair, you move to the window, pressing your forehead gently against the cold glass. From here, you can see across the snow-covered garden to the forest beyond, dark and mysterious. The pines stand like sentinels, their branches heavy with snow, patient in the way that only ancient trees can be. They've seen countless winters, countless Christmases, countless travelers seeking shelter and peace in Everpine. Somewhere in the village, the church bells begin to ring again, but this time it's not marking the hour. The bells are playing a melody, a carol you recognize. Silent Night. The notes are slow, reverent, each one allowed to fully sound before the next begins. The melody floats across the snowy village, a benediction, a lullaby, a prayer. You close your eyes and listen until the last note fades into silence. When you open them again, the world seems even more still, even more peaceful, if such a thing is possible. It's time. You gather your teacup, carrying it to the kitchen where you quietly rinse it and leave it on the drain board. The inn is completely silent now, except for the sounds you're making and the ever-present crackle of the fire. Even the wind outside seems to have stilled, as if nature itself is holding its breath. Climbing the stairs, you're careful to step lightly, not wanting to disturb the innkeeper or any other guests who might be sleeping in rooms you haven't seen. The stairs still creak, but softly, their nighttime voices different from their daytime ones. Your room is exactly as you left it, the fire now burned down to glowing coals that pulse with deep orange light. The lamp on the nightstand still glows softly, and the bed looks even more inviting than before, if possible. You add another log to the fire, small enough that it will burn for an hour or two before dying out completely, leaving the room warm but not overheated. The log catches quickly, fed by the bed of coals, and small flames begin to lick around it. Changing into your nightclothes, you're struck by how different this simple act feels here compared to at home. There's a ritual quality to it, a deliberateness. You're not rushing to get into bed so you can wake early for some obligation. You're preparing for rest as an act of self-care, of honoring your body's need for sleep. The sheets are cool when you slide between them, but the many quilts trap your body heat quickly, creating a cocoon of warmth. You arrange the pillows just so, finding the perfect position, and lie back with a sigh that's pure contentment. From your bed, you can see the fire, can watch the flames dance and the shadows they cast on the ceiling. You can see the window too, where snowflakes continue their eternal falling, visible in the dim light that reflects off the white ground below. The room is filled with quiet sounds that lull rather than disturb. The whisper of the fire, the occasional soft thump of snow sliding off the roof, the distant hoot of an owl somewhere in the forest. These sounds layer over each other, creating a symphony of winter night, of shelter and safety and rest. Your breathing slows naturally, deepening, each exhale releasing a little more tension, a little more of the weight you've been carrying. Your body sinks into the soft mattress, heavy and relaxed. Your mind, which has been chattering away for so long, finally begins to quiet, thoughts floating by like those snowflakes, visible for a moment and then gone. You think drowsily of the wish tree, of all those papers fluttering in the darkness, holding the hopes of an entire village. You imagine your wish there among them, a small voice joining a chorus. You picture the tree standing watch through the night, guardian of dreams and prayers, until morning comes and Christmas Day begins. The fire is fading now, the flames shrinking, the light dimming. But you're warm, so warm, wrapped in quilts and comfort and the sense of being exactly where you're supposed to be. Your eyelids grow heavy, too heavy to keep open. They flutter closed, and you don't fight it. You let yourself sink deeper into the bed, deeper into relaxation, deeper into the approaching realm of sleep. Outside, Everpine Village sleeps too, tucked under its blanket of snow, dreaming its winter dreams. The Christmas wish tree stands in the square, its burden of hopes and prayers a beautiful weight. The church steeple points to the heavens where stars are hidden behind clouds, where snow falls from some infinite source. In houses throughout the village, fires burn low in hearths. Children sleep with excitement for morning thrumming in their dreams. Adults sleep with gratitude for the peace of this night. Cats curl in warm windowsills. Dogs drowse on hearthrugs. And you, in your cozy room at the Hearthside Inn, you sleep too. Deeply, peacefully, the kind of sleep that heals and restores. The kind of sleep where dreams are gentle and sweet, where worries can't reach you, where nothing exists except warmth and comfort and the absolute security of this moment. The snow falls. The fire glows. The night holds you safe. Christmas morning whispers. You're not aware of the moment you fully surrender to sleep. It comes so gradually, so gently, that there's no clear line between waking and dreaming. One moment you're watching the firelight on the ceiling, and the next, you're drifting through peaceful darkness, weightless and free. Your dreams, if you have them, are kind. They're full of soft colors and warm light, of music heard from far away, of the feeling of flying slowly through falling snow. There are no anxieties here, no fears, just a sense of floating, of being held, of complete and utter peace. The hours pass unmeasured. Time doesn't exist in sleep, not really. There is only the deep rest, the body doing its work of restoration, the mind processing and filing away the experiences of the day, making sense of them, integrating them into the tapestry of your life. Somewhere in the depth of the night, in that hour when darkness is deepest and most complete, something shifts, not in your room, not in anything you can see or hear, but in something more subtle. The quality of the silence changes, as if the village itself has taken a collective breath. It's Christmas, but you don't wake. Not yet. Your body knows it needs more rest, and the peace of sleep is too delicious to abandon. You burrow deeper into the quilts, turn onto your side, and continue your journey through the landscape of dreams. The fire has gone out completely now, but the room remains warm, the stone walls and sturdy construction holding the heat. The darkness is not complete, never complete, because the snow outside reflects what little light exists, creating a luminescence that makes the night less black than gray. More time passes. Outside, the snow has stopped falling. The clouds have parted, and stars are visible now, ancient and constant, looking down on Everpine as they've looked down on countless villages through countless ages. The moon, nearly full, casts its silver light across the landscape, transforming everything into a study of blue, white, and shadow. The village sleeps on. No one stirs. Even the few who wake briefly in the night, checking the clock or reaching for water, quickly return to their dreams. It's too early, too cold, too perfect to disturb, but gradually, inevitably, the night begins to ease toward morning. It happens slowly in winter, the darkness reluctant to yield its hold. But yield it must, because that's the nature of things. The endless cycle of light and dark, day and night, ending and beginning. The sky lightens almost imperceptibly at first. The black becomes charcoal, then slate, then the palest gray. The stars fade, not gone, but merely overwhelmed by the growing light. The moon, so bright just hours ago, becomes translucent, a ghost of itself. And with the light comes the stirring of life. Birds begin their morning songs, the winter residents who've stayed rather than migrating south. Their voices are sharp in the cold air, each note clear and distinct. A crow calls, then another. Somewhere, a woodpecker begins its staccato drumming on a tree trunk. In the houses of Everpine, people begin to wake. Not all at once, not in a rush, but slowly, naturally, the way you should wake on Christmas morning. There's the sound of a door opening, of footsteps on stairs, of a kettle being filled with water. You become aware of these sounds without fully waking. They filter into your consciousness, gentle intrusions that don't demand your attention, but simply exist, like the dawn light that's beginning to brighten your window. The bed is so comfortable. The quilts are so warm. Your body is so relaxed, so thoroughly rested, that it seems almost a crime to move. But slowly, you're becoming more aware, more present, more awake. You stretch, just a little, pointing your toes under the covers, extending your arms above your head. Your muscles respond with the pleasant soreness of good rest, that feeling of having been completely still for hours, of having given your body the gift of true restoration. Opening your eyes is easy. There's no grogginess, no foggy confusion, just a gentle transition from sleep to waking, from dreams to reality. The room comes into focus, familiar now despite being new. The sloped ceiling, the iron bed frame, the window where light is growing stronger moment by moment. You lie there quietly, not yet ready to leave the bed, content to simply be present to this moment. Christmas morning. The first moments of a new day. A clean slate, a fresh beginning, another chance. From somewhere in the inn, you hear sounds. The innkeeper must be up, preparing breakfast perhaps, tending to the fires, beginning the rituals of Christmas Day. The sounds are homey, comfortable, the sounds of a house well lived in and loved. But there's no rush, no pressure to rise immediately. This is the beauty of this place, this morning. There's time. Time to wake slowly, to savor the warmth of the bed, to let the day unfold at its own pace. You think about the evening before, and it seems both recent and distant, like it happened last week and also 5 minutes ago. The walk through the village, the wish tree, the singing from the church, the quiet moments by the fire. All of it feels precious now, like a gift you've been given, something to tuck away and treasure. Eventually, because it must happen eventually, you throw back the covers and sit up. The room is cool but not uncomfortable, and you quickly pull on your warm clothes, adding an extra layer against the morning chill. At the window, you look out on Everpine in daylight. The transformation is remarkable. What was mysterious and magical in darkness is now revealed in all its detail. The village is picture perfect. Every building wearing its crown of snow, every tree branch dressed in white. The sky is the palest blue, washed clean by the night's snow, and the sun is just beginning to peek over the eastern hills, its light turning the world gold. Smoke rises from chimneys throughout the village, thin gray columns that rise straight up in the still air. You can see people beginning to emerge from houses, bundled in coats and scarves, their voices carrying in the quiet morning as they call Christmas greetings to neighbors. In the square, the Christmas wish tree stands surrounded by fresh snow, its load of papers looking like blossoms on its branches. You wonder if people will go there today, if they'll add more wishes or simply stand and remember the ones they left the night before. The bells begin to ring, and you realize it must be calling people to Christmas service. The sound is joyful now, celebratory, the bells speaking of good news, of hope fulfilled, of promises kept. Downstairs, you find the innkeeper in the kitchen, her hands dusted with flour, her face flushed from the heat of the stove. She looks up when you enter, and her face lights up with a smile. "Merry Christmas," she says warmly. "Did you sleep well?" You tell her you did, that you slept better than you have in a long time, maybe ever. She nods as if she expected nothing less. "There's something about this place," she says, turning back to her work. "Something in the air or the water, or maybe just in the peace of it all. People always sleep well at the Hearthside Inn. She's making breakfast, you discover. Fresh bread that fills the house with its yeasty warmth, scrambled eggs with herbs from her garden that she dried last summer, bacon that sizzles in a cast iron pan, and something sweet, maybe cinnamon rolls, that perfumes the air with sugar and spice. Breakfast will be ready in 20 minutes, she tells you. There's fresh coffee in the pot, and if you prefer tea, the kettle's hot. Help yourself and make yourself comfortable. You're welcome to eat in here with me, or in the dining room, or even by the fire in the main room if you like. You choose the main room, wanting to sit by the fireplace one more time. You pour a cup of coffee, dark and strong, and add cream until it's the color of caramel. The first sip is perfect, exactly what you needed. The fire has been built up again, roaring cheerfully, taking the chill off the morning. The Christmas tree looks even more beautiful in daylight, the ornaments catching and reflecting the fire's glow. You settle into your chair, the same one from the night before, and simply exist in this moment of perfect contentment. When breakfast is ready, the innkeeper brings it to you on a tray, refusing your offers to help. She sets it on the low table, and the food is everything it promised to be. Simple, wholesome, made with care. You eat slowly, savoring each bite, in no hurry to finish. Through the window, you watch the village come fully to life. More people are out now, families walking together toward the church, children pulling new sleds, someone building a snowman in their garden. The scene is timeless, something that could be happening in any era, in any winter, in any place where people gather to celebrate the season. You realize, sitting there with your empty plate and your half-finished coffee, that you feel different, Something has shifted inside you. Some burden has been set down. The peace you found here in Everpine isn't just temporary, you sense. It's something you can carry with you. A reminder that this feeling exists, that it's possible, that it's always available if you just remember to pause, to breathe, to be present. The innkeeper appears to collect your dishes, and when she does, she hands you something. It's a small package, wrapped in brown paper and tied with twine. Your name is written on it in elegant script. "What's this?" you ask, surprised. She smiles mysteriously. "Just a little something. Every guest gets one. Consider it a Christmas gift from Everpine." You wait until she's gone to open it, carefully untying the twine and unfolding the paper. Inside is a small sachet made of muslin, filled with something that gives slightly when you squeeze it. You lift it to your nose and inhale. Lavender, chamomile, and something else. Something you can't quite identify, but that smells like this place. Like peace and rest and home. There's also a note handwritten on thick paper. It reads, "Take this with you. When life becomes too much, when the world is too loud, hold this close and breathe deep. Remember Everpine. Remember that peace is always possible. You are always welcome here." You feel your eyes prickle with unexpected tears. Such a simple gift, but it means everything. It means someone cared enough to think of this, to create this small talisman, to send you back into your life with a piece of this magic. You tuck the sachet into your pocket, where you'll be able to feel its slight weight throughout the day, a constant reminder. The note you fold carefully and place in your wallet, where you'll come across it unexpectedly in days to come and smile at the memory. The journey home. Eventually, as all things must, your time in Everpine comes to an end. The bus back to the city leaves in the early afternoon, and you need to be on it. Life waits for you, responsibilities and routines, and all the thousand things that fill your days. But you're not the same person who arrived yesterday evening. That person was tired, worn down, seeking something they couldn't quite name. The person preparing to leave is different. Rested, yes, but more than that. Renewed, reminded of what matters, carrying a sense of peace that feels unshakable. You pack your small bag, making sure the sachet is secure in your pocket. You straighten the bedding, though you know the innkeeper will change it anyway. You make sure the fire is completely out, the window latched, everything as it should be. Downstairs, the innkeeper is waiting with a package of food for your journey. Sandwiches and cookies, a thermos of tea, an apple. "You'll get hungry," she says, pressing it into your hands. It's a long ride back. You thank her, trying to find words adequate to express your gratitude for everything, but she waves away your efforts. "Just come back," she says simply. "That's all the thanks I need. Come back whenever you need to. The inn will be here. Everpine will be here. You promise you will, and you mean it. This place has become important to you in ways you're still processing. It's more than just a village or an inn. It's a reminder, a refuge, a proof that peace exists in the world, if you know where to look. The walk to the bus stop is familiar now, though everything looks different in daylight. The shops you passed last night are open now, people going in and out with Christmas gifts and treats. Children play in the snow, their laughter ringing clear in the cold air. The village is alive and joyful, celebrating the day. At the square, you pause by the wish tree. In daylight, you can see it even more clearly, can appreciate the sheer number of wishes hanging from its branches. The tree stands proud under its burden, strong enough to hold all these hopes, all these dreams. You touch one of the papers gently, carefully, not your own, but someone else's. You don't read it, but you send out a silent wish that whatever hope it contains will be fulfilled, that the person who wrote it will find what they're seeking. The bus arrives exactly on time, the same bus with the same driver. He nods in recognition when you board, and you settle into the same seat near the window. As the bus pulls away from Everpine, you turn to watch the village recede behind you. The last thing you see before it disappears around the bend is the church steeple, pointing upward, and the smoke rising from 100 chimneys. Then it's gone, hidden by trees and distance, but not forgotten. Never forgotten. As the bus winds down the mountain road, you rest your head against the window and close your eyes. Your hand finds the sachet in your pocket, and you hold it gently, breathing in its faint scent. In your mind, you're already planning your return. Maybe next Christmas, maybe sooner. Whenever life becomes too loud, too much, too heavy. Because now you know. You know that peace exists. You know where to find it. You know that on a snowy evening in a tiny village called Everpine, there's an inn with a warm fire and a comfortable bed and an innkeeper who keeps the kettle hot for tired travelers. You know that there's a tree in a square where people still believe in the power of hope and generosity. You know that there's a place where Christmas Eve can be exactly what it's meant to be, peaceful, magical, and full of grace. The bus continues its journey, and you drowse in your seat, lulled by the gentle rocking and the warmth of the heater. In your pocket, the sachet rests against your leg, a small weight, a promise, a key to a door that will always be open. And in Everpine, as afternoon light slants through the windows of the Hearthside Inn, the innkeeper tends to her fire and prepares for the next weary traveler who will need what this place offers. The village goes on with its quiet life, keeping its magic safe, holding its peace ready for all who seek it. The snow begins to fall again, soft and gentle, covering everything in fresh white. The Christmas wish tree stands in the square, collecting snowflakes on its burden of papers. The church bells ring for evening service. Lights begin to glow in windows as darkness approaches once more. And somewhere on a bus winding down a mountain road, a traveler sleeps with a slight smile, holding a small sachet of lavender and dreams, carrying the memory of the coziest Christmas night and the promise that such peace is always possible, always waiting, always there for those who know where to look. A whispered good night. May you find your own Everpine wherever you are. May you know that rest is not just possible but necessary, that peace is not a luxury but a birthright. May you carry with you always the memory that somewhere in this world, fires burn in hearths, snow falls gently on quiet villages, and people still believe in the simple magic of hope and kindness. Tonight, let yourself rest. Let your body sink deep into your bed, heavy and relaxed. Let your mind release its grip on worries and plans. Let your breath slow, deepen, become a rhythm that carries you gently towards sleep. You are safe. You are warm. You are exactly where you need to be. Like the traveler in Everpine, like the villagers sleeping in their cozy homes, like the snow settling softly on the ground, you can rest now. Completely, fully, deeply. The night holds you safe. Tomorrow will take care of itself. For now, there is only this: the warmth of your bed, the peace of this moment. the gift of rest. Sleep well, dear friend. Sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. And may your dreams be filled with the glow of firelight, the scent of pine and cinnamon, the sound of snow falling outside your window, and the absolute certainty that all is well. Good night. Merry Christmas. And sleep, sleep, sleep. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you enjoyed this story, please consider subscribing to Deep Rest Stories for more peaceful bedtime content. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next one.